Welcome back to Power Tips. Kylie and I thought that we would do a short preview of a session that we will be presenting live and in person at DynamicsCon Live in San Antonio, which we just realized is only 2.5 weeks away. So we're going to be joining forces and sharing 50 tips in 50 minutes. So with a little help from my lovely 11-year-old daughter, Kaylin, she's going to give us a random number in our 50 tips. So Kaylin, 1 to 50.
43.
Okay, so we're going to scroll down here and we're just going to dive in and do tip 43.
This is a good set of tips that we have here. So we have a few tips about using XrmToolBox, and we talk about our favorite tools that we have. So one of those is the attribute usage inspector. So you can turn this on for a table and it will tell you how many of the records in that table have data, right? So I think this screenshot is from a trial. So most records have data in, certain set of fields. But in your real production, you're going to see you have different fields that might be on the form that are full of data and other things that are on the form that have very few records. And this can help you figure out what you can remove off your form and what you really need there. Heidi, want to do the next tip? We'll do a couple.
Okay. So
or do we need to pick another random number?
Yeah, Kaylin, do you want to give us another random number?
Yeah.
Go for it.
17.
All right. 17. Tip number 17. Oh, cool. This is about table relationships. So table relationships matter. I mean, all relationships matter, but especially table relationships. So we've got 1 to n, n to 1, and n to n. And we talk on this tip about how it also matters where you configure your relationship on the table and what capabilities and what functionality you have here. So we've got screenshots here for what it looks like at Power Apps at the Maker portal. And then you can see it in the Classic, which is a little bit different, but has a lot more functionality. So we anticipate seeing more functionality in the Maker portal. Eventually, you're going to be able to do everything there. But for now, if you're a system admin, you're going to need to toggle to Classic to get full functionality there. Kylie, why don't you pick a random number? Oh, wait, she's back.
Oh, yeah.
29.
29.
Oh, this is a cool template or a cool tip we put in here. And this is something I did on a recent project. Can't take credit for it, but it was awesome. But we used a approval template to handle our approvals, meaning let's say we have a multi-step approval, right? And I want my opportunity, if it's between a certain value, to go to these two people, and if it's between a different value, go to these two people. But I want to make sure that I can change those two people as needed, right? Because I don't want to have to update my flow when people leave or change roles or anything like that, right? So how we did this was creating an approval template, and we created related approval template steps. And so what happens is when my opportunity is submitted for approval, I can use that logic to say, hey, what's the correct approval template I should use? And then I can create steps associated with that approval, with that opportunity for those people who need to approve. And I can use those approval steps to guide my flow and use it to maintain, where this is in the process and keep all of this. And it's just a really great way to utilize the Power Automate approvals, but also kind of keep some of that information within Dynamics and make sure you have full visibility to what's going on there. That's a great tip. We'll talk about that a lot more.
I might use that tip. All right, Kay, what's the number?
It's difficult.
32.
32? All right, just a few down. Oh, this is one of my most favorite tips, and it talks about training. So, any good system is going to have some really great training. And I think one error that some people might make, some organizations might make, is to think, here's my new system. I trained all my users, drop the mic, I'm done. Everything's great. But if you want to really encourage your users to embrace the system, you're going to need to offer ongoing learning opportunities. So avoid the big bang training approach. Don't just train them once and be done with it. It isn't just a go live. So some ideas that I've used or that other people that I've worked with have used are lunch and learns. So that's really handy if you publish a topic ahead of time. That can be done remotely. I did that remotely via Zoom at the time. And if anyone was interested in checking out a quick tip for 15 minutes, they could join if they wanted. If not, no harm, no foul. Tips and tricks, that's another great option for you to just give little bits of information. Dynamics 365 or Power Platform newsletters that you can combine with other emails that are regularly scheduled that the team is going to look at anyway. And a video library. Video library is really great. If you have tiny chunks of information, 2 to 3 minute videos that somebody can easily access to learn more about something they're not quite sure of. That's also a nice thing that you can use later on if you want to customize your help in the Dynamics app. Kaylin,
I think we should.
Number. Yeah.
We should probably finish off with one of our tips at the end.
I like
That's
it.
Our last tip.
49.
Good thinking. That's a good one.
We've got, as you can see, there are some bonus tips in here
Tips,
as well.
Yeah.
You want to do this one?
Yes, sure. Turn on new features. So a few of the tips right here at the end are talking about making sure you're keeping up on the release waves and you're looking at Microsoft Learn and staying up to date on features. And so we also wanted to talk about how you can try out these new features. So if you are in a development environment, you can go to your Power Platform Admin Center and look at the settings for that environment, and some of those features you can turn on individually. Or you can also, there's the preview maker portal. So you can go there and some additional features are available there for you to try out.
Awesome. And if you're looking for something really cool to do in 2.5 weeks, come check out DynamicsCon Live. Kylie and I will be here along with some other excellent speakers. There are tracks for all areas of the Power Platform. It'll be on Wednesday, September 14th, the 15th, and the 16th. But you can see there's Business Central, Customer Engagement, which is where you'll find Kylie and I. We've got Finance and Operations, GP, and the Power Platform. So thank you for joining us for our Power Tips / preview of DynamicsCon Live. Let us know in the comments if you'll be heading to the conference and if we can meet up with you and maybe share some more tips.
And thank you to our lovely assistant, Kaylin, for her great number selection.
Thank you, Kaylin.